There is a silent heist happening right now. Not in the middle of the night, not by masked criminals, not even with guns, threats, or force. This heist is happening out in the open. On the news, on Wall Street, inside central banks, and in every country on Earth. And the craziest part? Most people don't even know it's happening. Right now, as you watch this video, over $30 trillion is being transferred from ordinary people to a tiny group of institutions, corporations, and elites. Not earned, not deserved, transferred. Quietly, legally, systematically. This is the wealth transfer pattern, and today we're going to expose exactly how it works, why it always repeats, and why the world is entering the most dangerous, yet most predictable stage of the cycle. Let's begin. Here's the truth your school, your government, and your financial advisor will never teach you. Every major economic era in history follows the same four-stage wealth transfer pattern. You can see it in the 1920s crash, the 1970s stagflation, the 2000s dot-com collapse, the 2008 financial meltdown, the 2020-2030 currency era we're living through right now. Different decades, different presidents, different technologies, but the same pattern. Stage 1. Money expansion. Governments print, banks lend, asset prices rise. Everyone feels richer. People buy homes, stocks, and cars, not with savings, but with credit. Debt quietly becomes the backbone of the entire economy. Stage 2. Asset inflation. The newly printed money doesn't go to the poor. It doesn't go to the middle class. It goes to the top 1% who own assets. Stocks rise, real estate rises, corporations grow, and normal people think, wow, everything is booming. This is great. But what they don't realize is this. The boom is the transfer. Money is leaving the pockets of workers and savers and entering the pockets of asset owners. Stage 3. Currency erosion. Prices rise, savings lose value, your money buys less every year. Wages do not keep up with inflation, and suddenly, everything feels harder. Food is expensive. Rent is insane. Healthcare is impossible. Education is unaffordable. This is not an accident. It's the result of the hidden third stage, currency devaluation. When governments print trillions, the value of your currency falls, and that lost value flows upward. Stage 4. The transfer point. Eventually, the system becomes unstable. Debt reaches its peak, prices become unsustainable, and then the crash. This is the moment where the real transfer happens. Your stocks fall, big players buy them cheap, your home value drops, corporations buy neighborhoods. Your currency devalues, assets become unaffordable. Small businesses collapse, giants absorb the market. Every crash in history has been a transfer event where wealth flows from the many to the few in a single, massive, rapid, violent wave. Right now, we're entering that final stage again. You're probably wondering, where does the $30 trillion number come from? Let me break it down. Over the last 15 years, the U.S. printed $8.2 trillion. Global central banks printed over $20 trillion. Governments borrowed an additional hundreds of billions of dollars. Corporations took record levels of cheap debt. Wealth of the top 1% increased by over $12 trillion, and global household debt passed $300 trillion. All of this has created the largest artificial inflation of assets in human history. But here's the catch. Every bubble ends. Every printed dollar eventually returns, And every expansion phase is followed by a collapse. That collapse is what transfers the wealth. We're not talking about some conspiracy theory. We're talking about a mathematical, economic inevitability built into the very structure of modern finance. Let's break down the mechanism. Step 1. Print money. When governments face crises, economic, health, or geopolitical, the response is always the same. Print more money. But printed money doesn't go to you. It goes to banks, corporations, hedge funds, asset holders. This increases asset prices, but destroys the value of cash. Step 2. Inflate everything. Housing skyrockets, stocks explode, groceries inflate, insurance rises, energy becomes expensive. Meanwhile, wages stay almost flat. People think prices are rising because of supply chain issues or market conditions. No, it's printed money moving through the system, making everything cost more. Step 3. Push the middle class into debt. When life becomes too expensive, people have two choices: use savings or borrow. But most people don't have savings, so they choose option 2. Credit cards, mortgages, car loans, student loans, medical debt. The entire system forces you to borrow. The moment you do, the transfer accelerates. Step 4. Crash the system. When inflation reaches its peak, when debt becomes unpayable, when the currency loses too much value, the system breaks. And this is where the $30 trillion transfer becomes visible. Asset prices fall, people panic sell, corporations and elites who have been waiting with cash buy everything. Homes, land, stocks, entire companies, commodity reserves, farmland, intellectual property. This is exactly what happened in 1929, 2001, 2008, 2020, and now again. The people with assets survive. The people with cash take losses, and the people with debt are wiped out. This is the wealth transfer pattern. Here's the scariest part. Most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Why?
Because the system uses psychological tricks. Trick 1. Make you feel rich. When your house value rises, you feel wealthier. When your stock portfolio grows, you feel successful. But it's not real. It's debt-fueled inflation, not organic wealth. Trick 2. Distract you with news. The media focuses on politics, drama, celebrities, conflicts, anything except the actual economic system robbing you. Trick 3. Sell you the American dream. You're one promotion away from making it. Work harder and save. Buy a home, it will always go up. These are illusions, designed to keep you inside the system long enough for the transfer to complete. Trick 4. Make you blame other people. The system wants you to blame immigrants, the poor, the rich, other political parties, other countries, other generations, anything to keep you from asking the real question: where is the money actually going? Right now, we are in the late stage of the cycle. Debt is maxed, prices are unstable, currency is weakening, savings are evaporating, economic inequality is exploding, governments are panicking, central banks are tightening. This is always the precursor to a transfer event. Historically, here's what happens next. Market volatility increases, corporate defaults rise, governments tighten monetary policy, a recession hits, asset prices fall sharply, panic selling begins, institutional buying begins, and a new financial order emerges. We are currently between steps 3 and 4. You are watching the stage being set for the largest wealth transfer in history. For the average person, this is terrifying. For those who understand the pattern, this is predictable. Let's be brutally honest. The losers in every wealth transfer are people with no assets, people living paycheck to paycheck, people holding cash, people with high debt, people financially uneducated, small businesses without reserves, employees with no investment strategy. The winners are people who own assets, people with no debt, people who understand cycles, people holding cash when the crash comes, institutions with unlimited buying power, corporations with access to cheap capital, anyone who buys during the collapse. This is why the rich get richer during recessions. Not because they're smarter, not because they work harder, but because they understand the timing of the pattern. You can't stop governments from printing. You can't stop banks from playing games. You can't stop the cycle, but you can position yourself. Here's what historically protects people during these events. 1. Hold assets, not just cash. Cash loses value during inflation. Assets hold value. Real estate, stocks, productive businesses, commodities, digital assets. But choose carefully. Not everything survives a crash. 2. Reduce bad debt. High-interest debt is a wealth drain. The system is literally designed to trap you with it. Reducing debt increases your survival rate dramatically. 3. Increase your income streams. The more income sources you have, the less dependent you are on a single point of failure. Side businesses, freelancing, online brands, investing, skill monetization. These matter more than ever. 4. Build a cash position for opportunities. People say cash is trash, but during crashes, cash is king, because it lets you buy assets at prices people thought were impossible. 5. Understand the pattern. Knowledge is protection. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. You'll never fall for the same tricks again. You are living through the opening scene of the biggest financial shift of the century. It is not beginning, it is already begun. The printing happened, the inflation happened, the debt buildup happened, the psychological conditioning happened. The only thing left is stage 4, the transfer point. And when it hits, people who don't understand the pattern will panic. People who do understand the pattern will move. The middle class will shrink, the wealthy will consolidate more power, and the world will enter a new economic era. The question isn't, will the transfer happen? It already is. The question is, will you be on the losing side or the winning side? Because whether you're aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not, they're stealing $30 trillion from you right now. The only way to stop being a victim of the cycle is to learn how the cycle works. If you learned something today, make sure to like the video. Share this with someone who still believes the economy is normal. And subscribe for more breakdowns of the hidden patterns shaping our world. Because the next 2 years will change everything. Stay prepared, stay informed, and stay awake.